Last time on Abandoned Comfort, we dropped everything and we bought a boat. She's a 1985 Hallberg Grassy 352. We showed you the whole process and you got to meet Jim, the awesome previous owner. And as always, we told you exactly how much we paid for her.
Somewhat cleaned. Not really. Yeah. Still got a lot to go. What'd you find, Kels?
About 10 flashlights.
Got a whole
A
flashlight
million
drawer.
timers. Alarm clocks galore, and I think there's 2 other ones by the kitchen. And rain hats.
I feel like this is not very functional for me. That's better.
Just the golden fisherman.
So the heat might have gotten to our heads a little bit. Or maybe it was all that spray 9 we've been breathing in over the past 5 days of cleaning.
Alright, next project. This is all probably 30 years of dust. Oh yeah. And all that too. So that's the thing that says do not remove.
Smiley face.
Let me see it. It's freaking me out. I don't think we should remove it. Nav table is clean. Drawers are empty. So we are starting on the V-berth. There are 9 sails.
2 more in here.
What are the other 2?
There's 1.
This is the couch where all the sails were. We just have the main sail cover and the jib and the main. We made a sail locker. We have a Genoa, we have jib number 2, and we have about 5 other sails that we have no idea what they are.
We spent about another 2 weekends cleaning her out and inspecting everything on the boat. Then we moved a few things from our apartment on board. For the past 10 months prior to us buying the boat, we were selling everything we didn't need on Craigslist and OfferUp. So we didn't have much for personal effects outside of our book collection, pin map, and clothing. However, we had an apartment back in Tampa full of furniture waiting to be sold.
Alright, so these are our port settees. And under it, it has the reserve tank that holds 20 gallons of diesel. And also under here, we keep our charts, all of the extra charts that we had from the previous owner. He probably has about 100. So we are set. Let's see. And then we have our stereo system that needs to be updated. Extra maps and charts.
Maps again, eh?
Yeah.
Wait, what about that map to your right? You can talk about that
I'm
maps.
getting to that map.
Since you want to talk about maps so bad, let's go hop into that. Good.
Alright, so then we got our actual map and not our chart, but we got a map of all the places that we've been so far in the last 2 years, as well as all the places that we've lived.
So we have our barometer and our clock. These were the 2 things that the previous owner actually said he wanted to take with him. So we were without a barometer and a clock, and we had these 2 circles here, and it's supposed to go there. So we were in need of the barometer and clock. And about a week later, after we bought the boat, got a bad news from my dad in regards to my grandpa passing away. And he was 93, so he lived a great life. And we came home for the funeral, and I did the eulogy, and I was talking about like the love for the sea. My dad and a couple of his buddies remembered that they had a barometer and a clock that they gave my grandpa to keep at his shore house. and that's what these are. So just the timing of it and just the need that we had, and then just stumbling upon this is just, yeah, you can't really explain it.
I'm jumping back in. Up here, we got our bunk. It actually clips up for a double. And then jumping over to the starboard settee. This one also pops up to be a single. We also have storage under. As well as our dining table. Folds up on both sides. And the most important part, my wine storage that's currently empty, but will be filled up shortly. Alright, then going forward,
Got that direction right.
we have 2 additional closets. Then over here is our head. So then we have our V-berth. Right now it currently has some of our camping gear and Ryan's surfboard. Then we also have about 9 sails stored under here. All under, going all the way forward. Welcome to our galley. We got our sink, and one of our bilge pumps actually leads into the sink so we can tell if there's fresh or salt water coming in. Then we have the original stove, and then we got all of our storage in here and all of our cookware below. Then all of our food and cups being stored in here right now. And then going over to this area, this actually, you can lift up the stairs and it leads into the engine room, if I can get it up. So it's pretty cool. They have access on right here as well as over on the side. Now going port side, we got our nav station, additional storage underneath. In it, we keep the owner's manual, our original documentation, and all of the engine maintenance record. He kept everything, so it's amazing. We have everything right here for us. We don't have to go searching for it. Alright, then we got the SSB radio, the VHF, and if anyone knows what this is, let us know. All we know is that it prints off, we think it prints off weather reports, we aren't quite sure. Under here, we also have additional storage for all of our tools. Well, not all, only a quarter probably of our tools. Going aft, we also have additional tools because there's endless amounts. Then we have our ditch kit as well back here. Then we have all of our electronics. Alright, so follow me through the walkthrough, or the tunnel, as we like to call it. Same name that the previous owners named it, so keep it the same. So let's go. Alright, so we got an extra closet right here for storage, which is awesome, and it's actually empty, so good signs for me. Then, if we keep going back, we have our bedroom, which is actually split. And so we have my side over here, and then we have Ryan's side over here. Under here is the autopilot, as well as the starter battery, and there's also random paint and all of our extra kind of crap that we don't need right away. And all the steering runs actually right under here. And then there's the rudder stock as well that kind of cuts our aft cabin in half. And then we have tons of storage back here, not only under, but on the sides as well. On the starboard side, we have all this storage. Plenty of extra over here, again, for the books. And aft, we have storage here, port side as well. Then under on the port side, we also have the battery bank under here. And right now I think we have 4 batteries.
What about this guy?
This guy is our storage, and we have all of our paint, our adhesives, our sewing kit, battery chargers under here, as well as the autopilot.
Hope you guys enjoyed the boat tour. We wanted to show you her when she's all emptied out and cleaned up, but later on we're going to be doing a more extensive video and we're going to show you once she's refit.
Now, for our plans. We talked about in the first episode that I'm from New York and Ryan is from New Jersey. We lived in Tampa for about 6 years now. Once we live aboard, we'll be moving to St. Petersburg right across the bridge.
Like Kelsey was talking about her sailing experience.
None.
A little bit about my sailing background. I have no sailing experience. I did, however, grow up on power boats, mainly shamrocks and some Chris Crafts as well. And for me, when I was growing up, sailboats were blowboats. That's what they were called, and I was told never set foot on them. And my dad, my godfather, and my grandfather were all in the Navy or the Coast Guard, and I followed in their footsteps, and I was in the Coast Guard for 5 years. So I'm pretty familiar with navigation and like boat handling and stuff, but in terms of sailing, I have never been under sail on a boat my entire life. Probably set foot on like 2 sailboats, so luckily for us for this trip it's going to be mainly motoring, so it should be a good shakedown cruise for us.
So here's the route that we'll be taking to get this Hallberg to St. Petersburg. Luckily for us, considering we have no sailing experience, we'll be motoring most of the way through the Okeechobee waterway. Then once we're offshore, we'll try putting the sails out for a little bit.
What good is living the life you've been given if all you do is standing in place? I'm on a river that winds on forever. Follow till I get where I'm going. Maybe I'm heading to die, but I'm still gonna try. I guess I'm going